We just had an intense thunderstorm here passing by, and I was about to start recording the video. I figured that everything I have here is battery powered, well, except now for the computer in the back. The thunderstorm passed by, I turned it on, and I figured that I can sacrifice the key light to the thunder gods if needed. Also, it's already been a full week since the previous episode of Coffee and DDC. And man, if I just had the time, I'd do 2 episodes a week, but I don't, so a new episode every Friday. Hey there and welcome back. If you're new around here, well, I'm glad you came. My name is Andreas and this channel is otherwise pretty much my backyard. I was thinking that lately we've been talking quite a lot about EDC, but feels like I've been forgetting about the coffee side of all of this. So today I want to be talking about the much hyped about Chemex coffee brewing jug. I can't call it a coffee maker, can I? But yeah, the Chemex. So we're gonna talk about why you should probably get one yourself, or then don't. I'll leave the decision making up to you. And by the way, this isn't some new fancy pants shit show. It was invented in 1941. So yeah, the Chemex, it's an old design. To start off the list, coffee made with the Chemex simply tastes better because it's brewed in an expensive piece of glass that's like a jug where you brew your coffee by just pouring water over it. Ta-da! End of episode, thanks for watching, see you next time. On a serious note though, there's some truth to it. Let me break it down for you. The original Chemex filters, they're rather dense, thick and large in size, especially compared to the typical ones you use in your regular coffee maker. And thus, brewing with the Chemex is a tad slower than compared to the regular Moccamaster, for example. And thereby, the coffee grounds sit for a longer period of time in the filter, and thus the infusion is, how would I say, more profound, it's more deep. You can kind of compare it to how you have tea in hot water for a longer time for a deeper flavor. Same applies to coffee. The more you know. Compared to the typical coffee maker at your workplace, where the only goal of that machine is to push coffee as fast as possible through the filter so you caffeine-deprived workers can enjoy that energy in its fluid form. Okay, that kind of got out of hand, but you get the idea though. Also, with the filter being thicker, it also removes more of the junk that's there with the coffee grounds. That means all of the oils and other debris that's in there that you don't want to have in your cup of coffee, it all stays there in the filter. And the result from this is then the smooth-bodied, light flavor that is typical for the Chemex coffee. In regular words, it's not bitter. Suddenly started feeling naked. I realized I forgot my bracelet over there as well as my wristwatch, but okay, I might manage without. The filter itself on the Chemex rests on this top portion over here when you're brewing the coffee. Thus there's no plastic that could release flavor into the coffee either. Plus, then there's the feeling you're actually there in the present, making that ever so perfect brew of coffee. When using the Chemex, the water temperature should be around 92 degrees. Some of the cheapest coffee makers out there, they'll literally drip boiling water onto the coffee grounds, which will instantly burn them. However, the most popular brands of coffee machines out there, they do drip the water temperature on the coffee that's around between 90 to 95 degrees, so nothing unique here. Finally, there's the shape of the Chemex jug itself. In theory, just as the correct type of glass enhances the aroma of a specific wine, the same applies to coffee. On a gut feeling though, I'd probably say that the freshness of your coffee grounds or beans or when it was roasted, as well as the temperature of the water will play a larger role than the shape of the glass jug itself. Yeah, comment down below if you agree or disagree. So back to describing the taste. I would describe it as not being bitter at all and more soft in the body. Of course, temperature is also going to affect the taste, as the Chemex isn't heated in any way, so as soon as you've finished pouring the coffee through the filter and you take it off, the coffee starts cooling down quite rapidly. With the result that the first cup you're enjoying is the perfect temperature, probably on the bit hot side, but then after that the temperature of the coffee cools down quite rapidly, so you'll have to be a fast drinker. And of course, as the temperature cools down from being flaming hot at around 90 degrees, of course the taste will get softer, until then naturally it gets too cold and then it will be again stingy or pungent in taste. Well, hey there Andreas, are you only going to talk about the good stuff? Well, what about the downsides of the Chemex? Does it have any? Well, I'm glad you asked. Yeah, there are some. First off, it's rather troublesome to use the Chemex. Mainly because once you're doing it the hard way, you might as well go all the way. Use whole beans that you grind yourself, use the scale to measure the coffee grounds and the water and cook the perfect amount, and check the temperature. With that in mind, I personally don't use the Chemex to prepare the cup of coffee I'm enjoying, or not enjoying, the cup of coffee I'm consuming on my commute to work. Secondly, if you're using the Chemex when you're having guests over, it's going to take some time to get the shit done with it. Followed then, of course, by the coffee being cold by the time that you've enjoyed the first cup and you're ready to pour a second cup. As a final note, if you have enjoyed coffee through regular coffee makers throughout your entire life and you don't want to test something new and different, it very much might be that the Chemex coffee isn't for you. It's going to be too bland, too soft, and you won't enjoy it. Yeah, you can make it stronger, but it still won't be the taste that you're looking for in coffee. As the taste truly is different and some people just don't appreciate that. Kind of, I would compare it to how I have my entire life eaten the grocery store typical cheap-ass pasta you can buy. And that's just how I've grown up to know how pasta should taste like. So I absolutely despise the taste of fresh pasta or what's served in those like really true fancy Italian restaurant. Yeah, it's not for me. Now that you heard my thoughts on this, I would like to know, are you getting yourself a Chemex or do you have one from before? How do you like to use it? And wow, what an entire mouthful this episode turned out to be. I don't recall if I've told in any previous episodes why I started the series Coffee and EDC, but anyway, I'm gonna tell it to you. Basically, because my channel has been pretty much all over the place. Lately I described it to my friend as a Jenga tower made out of jello. Yeah, I think that's pretty descriptive. I figured I need something that has a consistent theme, a clear upload schedule, a clear topic, what it's all about. Yep, the name says it, Coffee and EDC. Originally the intention was to make 2 to 3 minute long videos, but kind of got out of hand. 4 to 6 minutes, also okay. If you watched this video this far, consider liking it by hitting the thumbs up button down there and subscribe so you don't miss out on next week's episode. It's gonna be out on Friday. Thanks for riding fences with me today, and I'll catch you next time. See ya!